Thinking about switching to an electric car but not sure where to start? You've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to cover everything you need to know before buying your first EV. By the end, you'll have a clear picture of what EVs are, how they work, how much they cost to own, and whether they're the right choice for you. So let's dive in. First, what exactly is an EV? Simply put, it's a vehicle that runs on electricity instead of petrol or diesel. Instead of an engine and a fuel tank, it uses an electric motor and a large rechargeable battery. There are different types: hybrids, plug-in hybrids, and pure electric vehicles. But when people say EV, they usually mean a fully battery-powered car. These have no exhaust pipe, no fuel tank, and run completely on electricity.
Now, why should you even consider switching? There are a few big reasons. EVs are cleaner for the environment since they don't produce tailpipe emissions. They're cheaper to run because electricity usually costs far less than fuel. Governments in many countries even offer incentives like rebates or tax credits to encourage people to go electric. On top of that, EVs are incredibly smooth to drive. They deliver instant torque, which means quick acceleration, and they need less maintenance because there are fewer moving parts compared to a gas car. No oil changes, no timing belts, just plug in, charge, and go. One of the first questions beginners ask is about range. How far can you actually drive on a single charge? Most modern EVs can travel between 300 and 500 kilometers, or roughly 180 to 300 miles, on a full battery. Premium models can go even further. Of course, things like driving speed, weather, and how often you use the air conditioning or heating can affect that range. Batteries themselves are built to last, usually 8 to 15 years, and most manufacturers cover them with warranties of at least 8 years, so battery replacement is much rarer than people think.
That brings us to charging. Charging can sound complicated, but once you understand it, it's simple. At home, you can plug into a regular outlet, but it's slow, good for topping up overnight. A faster option is a dedicated home wall charger, which can fully charge most EVs overnight. For road trips, public fast chargers are the way to go. These can boost your battery to 80% in just 20 to 40 minutes. Charging costs also tend to be significantly cheaper than filling up with petrol, and apps like PlugShare or ChargePoint make finding a station easy. But what about the real cost of ownership? Yes, EVs can cost more upfront compared to traditional cars, but you'll save money in the long run. Charging is cheaper than fueling, maintenance is lower, and over several years, the savings add up. Insurance can sometimes be slightly higher, but as EVs become more common, that gap is shrinking. And in markets with high demand, resale value is actually holding up quite well.
Speaking of maintenance, EVs are refreshingly simple. They don't have fuel pumps, exhaust systems, or oil changes. The main things you'll need to think about are tire rotations, brake checks, and battery health. Thanks to regenerative braking, which uses the motor to slow the car and recharge the battery, your brake pads even last longer. On top of that, many EVs get software updates remotely, so your car can actually improve over time without ever visiting a dealership. Now, when it comes to charging, most EV owners find that charging at home overnight is the most convenient option. Public chargers are great for long journeys, but your day-to-day driving can usually be covered by home charging. Think of it like charging your phone. You plug it in at night, and by morning, it's ready to go.
Of course, there are common concerns. Range anxiety is one of the biggest, but charging networks are expanding quickly, and with proper planning, long trips are no longer a problem. Battery replacement is another fear, but in reality, EV batteries are lasting longer than many owners keep their cars. Cold weather can reduce range by around 15 to 20%, but features like preheating help balance that. And yes, towing or carrying heavy loads can drain range faster, but technology is improving every year. So, how do you know if an EV is right for you? Start by asking yourself a few questions. Do you usually drive less than 300 kilometers in a day? Do you have access to charging at home or at work? And are there incentives in your country that make EV ownership more affordable? If you answered yes to most of these, then switching to electric could make perfect sense for you.
Looking ahead, the future of EVs is exciting. Prices are coming down every year, battery technology is getting better, and charging networks are growing at a rapid pace. Companies are even working on solid-state batteries, which promise faster charging and longer lifespans. Many automakers have already announced plans to go fully electric within the next decade. So there you have it, your complete beginner's guide to EVs. From understanding what they are, to charging, costs, maintenance, and the future, you now have all the key information to decide if making the switch is right for you. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with someone who's curious about EVs. And remember, the future of driving is electric.